All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do our second picture for our video slideshow. So you're going to go to Pixlr, and you're going to make sure you go to Pixlr E, and we're going to come down here and we're going to click Open Image, and you're going to open one of the images from your 5 photos, and click Open. I already did to save you time. And so here we are. So I've already done a selection. So just so you know how I did it, I went to the lasso tool and I used the Bezier tool to get the stem. And then I used the magnetic one to I added to it, and I added this part with that. And so now, actually, so just hit pause. Don't start selecting anything yet. I want to show you what I'm going to do. And so then I'm going to fine tune it with the magic wand. We're going to turn it to 32, and I'm going to subtract anything that we don't need. So I don't need that, and I don't need that, and we need to add anything. It actually looks pretty good at this point. I think that'll be close enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go select, and I'm going to say save selection. All right, so anytime I need that selection, I can get it back. So I can go select, deselect, I can go select, restore selection, and it comes back. So I've saved the selection. So the next thing that I am going to do is I am going to, now let's see what I'm going to do. Let's go select, deselect, let's go layer, and let's make a duplicate layer. So if I move my face, you're going to see that there's the background and there's the background copy. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a filter to it. So I'm going to go filter, and let's see if we can go to the effects library. Let's go to colors. Let's see if there's anything. I want to add the grassland to it. Okay, and I'm going to apply. And I think that looks a lot better for the background, but I don't think it looks better for these flowers here. So what I'm going to do is, so basically I have a, if I turn off this one, it goes back to the normal one, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a simple erase on this. So I'm going to go to the, where's my eraser tool? Got my eraser tool, and I'm going to choose the brush size. That brush size isn't bad. Okay, so I'm going to go to this brush size, and I'm just going to erase it for the flowers. Actually, let's do this. Let's go select, restore selection, and let's go. So now I can only work on this thing, so it won't let me work anywhere else. So I can easily restore the color to this thing. So I'll just go back and forth. So easy to restore this. Okay, so that's one of the reasons to save the selection. Then I'm going to go select, deselect, and so I'm going to have to get these things. I'm going to have to get these by hand. So let's see, make sure I'm on the, okay, yeah, so let's erase. What's going on here? Why select, so I'm on the eraser tool, why is this not erasing? Select all? Oh, there we go. I don't know why, don't feel like I should have had to do that, but oh well. Okay, so we're going to bring back, that doesn't look super great. I'm going to have to be a little more careful. Well, okay, so for speed purposes, I'm going to leave that as is. That doesn't look super great right there. Control Z. Basically what I'm going to do is I'll get this, and then I'm going to have to get that with a smaller brush. So all this stuff I can get, and so some of it I'm going to have to get with a smaller brush. So let me get everything I can. So at any rate, so it'll be interesting when we look at this layer when I'm done. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like. Yeah, I could use a smaller, but the way I change the brush size is I come here and I change the brush, and so then I have this smaller brush where I can I can do all this, I can do some of this stuff with it, like that. So we get some of the original colors back. Okay, all right, that's probably good enough. Oh, we should probably get this one too. So we'll go through and get this one, bring the color back. Oh my gosh, this is tedious. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't really have this planned out. I kind of started changing my mind as I went. So you can see that it might have been better if I had actually selected all of these flowers first, but oh well, what are you going to do? Okay, so something like that, I could spend a little, I could do some selections and stuff and do a little bit better job. Anyway, we'll call that good for the sake of time. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. If I turn off the background, so basically what I did is I turned this whole thing green, and then I just erased these flowers to where the background comes back in. Anyway, so I think that looks okay. All right, so now here's what I read. That part I really wasn't planning on doing, but anyway, I got carried away. All right, so let's do what I really planned on doing, which is I'm going to blur all these flowers out and just have this be the only one that works. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're gonna go. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna hit pause and figure out what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I figured out what I want to do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go to this layer. Okay, and I'm gonna go select, restore selection. Okay, so I have that thing that's selected. So the only thing I can work on is this flower. But actually what I want to do is work on everything but the flower. So I'm going to go select, invert selection. So now I can work on everything but that flower. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this, where is it? It's the blur tool. And so I'm going to use the blur. And I'm going to go to the brush. I'm going to get a large brush, and I want it to be, I don't want it to be a hard brush. I want it to be a soft, like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and blur all these flowers here. So you can see as I run over it, they all get blurred out. Okay, so all the flowers get blurred out, and I think that looks kind of nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I have it all the way I want, and let's go to this layer as well, and if there's anything on this layer that could be blurred out, yeah, so some of that stuff looks a little bit better blurred out. And so I have everything blurred. Ooh, that looks weird with the edits I made. Well, it backfired a little bit. Okay, so now I have everything blurred except for this flower. The front, I'm going to go select, deselect, and that does not look good at all. So I probably will end up redoing this video, but I may not. I'm going to say, if you hear me saying this, I ran out of time and I figured that was good enough. But you get the idea of what I was trying to do. I'd probably redo this if I had the time.